stars file this under BLUEFACE keeps up some mess so that he can be dead center in the middle of it. BLUEFACE asks if children eat before the man of the house. Twitter has mixed feelings on the subject. The Thotiana rapper BLUEFACE asked his over 1 million followers on the platform if they first served food to their children or the children's father. He specified that he was referring to instances where the kid's biological father was present, not a stepfather. In a follow-up tweet, the MILF Music founder claimed only black women said they'd serve children before the man of the house. The initial tweet has scored over 744,500 views since it was shared, to be served by his wife before she plates up the kids' food. One user who shared that view highlighted that BLUEFACE hadn't put a ring on either of his two baby mama's fingers. She replied, "Mama is her name with a blue check mark. A real household is a man that is married to his wife. You haven't earned the privilege or respect of being served first. You aren't married. A real household doesn't include a daddy who went and had another son he abandoned." Another person, Replynomics with a blue check mark, says the king of the castle gets served first. Michelle Marshall then replies, if you go by God's divine order, it's the husband, keyword, then the kids. Husband, he is the head, and I don't have any problems being led if my husband is a good man and a man of faith and stands on it. Another reply comes from Luna Moore, who said the man's supposed to get served first. Both my grandmother taught me that. When my family was together, I made all of our plates, gave my baby daddy his first, then our two kids. I usually ate last because I like to make sure everyone good. The kids never waited long. Everything was prepared. Others firmly asserted that children should be served first because, obviously, they're children. People with that point of view claimed any real man would prefer his kids got their meals first, then after he and his ego were served. Sandy Hill with a blue check mark says they get served before any daddy, step, main, side daddy, whoever. Trisha Claywell replied, why should it even be a discussion? A real man would care less and expect a woman to serve the kids first, honestly. Also, a real household, the food would be on the table and everyone eat together. When a man feels this way, he has to attempt to prove he's a man. A lion don't have to prove he's a lion. Mo replied, I feel like kids should eat first. They are kids. And Sandy Hill replied, as a man, why are you eating before your kids? Perhaps most importantly, others pointed out that the conversation of who gets served first is meritless and futile, right? Just like so many of these provocative discussions about femininity and what makes a real woman and that black women should submit and all this pointless circular argument stuff that doesn't get to the heart of the matter. Is the man who bred the children the provider? Because I remember Jade and Alexis talking about how she was holding down 2 jobs. She only brings it up when BLUEFACE is off visiting his other family. But Undisputable Gemsy with a blue check mark replied, brah, with a little picture of a kid throwing, quote, your opinion in the trash can. Another person, Silo, like a pillow with an S, blue check mark. LOL, log out for me, bro. And Kira Wells says, does it really matter? Shaking my head. Gerald Jesus told BLUEFACE, go rest. And the Focus replied, technically the table is supposed to be set for the family to eat together. It shouldn't be no dad eats before the kids or vice versa. We all eat at the same time because dinner is served. Questions like this one expose why the homes are broken. Remove ego with the home. BLUEFACE, 26, shares a young son and daughter with Jade and Alexis, 25. The baby mama drama rapper also has a newborn son with Krishan Ruck, 23. The Crazy in Love co-stars from the Zeus network welcomed their baby boy in early September. In other tweets, BLUEFACE said his plate should be made first because he's a, quote, king. He also argued that serving the children first must be a cultural thing. Black women did, since Jaden, who is reportedly Mexican, white, and Asian, didn't play about his plate. Quote, Jaden must be the last real woman left of this generation. Too many women trying to dictate things without a dick to take. I'm 26 with 2 kids. I'm grown as hell. I ain't changing none but my drawers. In July, BLUEFACE went viral after he problematically asked his 6-year-old son, Javon Porter, if he was LGBT because he was searching for food in the empty pantry instead of paying attention to barely clothed women dancing in the living room. When the child responded that he was not LGBT, the rapper troublesomely rewarded his son with a high five. At the time, Javon's mother, Jaden, and other children were also at the house. BLUEFACE posted the chaotic and problematic scene on his Instagram stories and received tons of backlash online. I mean, the whole point of the social media exercise seems to be outrage marketing. Every day, a new take on chaos, a new reason to argue and disagree, a new reason to provoke strong opinions in the audience, but also to keep yourself trending across different social media platforms. I have not heard the music. Is the music good? Because at this rate, I could be a rapper too. Like, you know, what is it? Between AI and voice tune and all that, I could throw my hat in the ring. I just need some controversy, right? Some people that I can manipulate to run themselves ragged, trying to please me and get my attention. There would be no narcissist supply if he weren't able to manipulate all these women, his mother, baby mama 1, baby mama 2, to constantly compete and vie for his attention. BBL, I'm a better mother, I'm a good person, da-da-da-da-da. How can I please him? How can I make him stay with me? How can I get his attention? And all of this is by design. Is it natural behavior or learned behavior? I cannot say. But it is not rare. And if you find yourself in the company of a person, in this case a man, who there's all these emotional harmonics, so many highs and lows. You're always being triangulated with somebody else. They got another household, another woman, another love, another, person like his own mother who wants to show her tail and have his attention and brag about how she's better looking than the 30K BBL. It's nasty stuff, right? It's low down, but it is that kind of vile competition that happens when you're allowing yourself to be manipulated in negative and positive ways. I'm sure he comes across as very loving and charming and smexy and all that stuff. Maybe even talented, right? I didn't get it for a long time. I was like, who the hell are these people? But then I watched some stuff and I was like, oh, okay. But even so, right? If you're a star of any size, social media or vlog squad or whatever, you can kind of hold sway over people more than you could if you didn't have all that attention and all that, those followers, that money, the star power, the ability to bestow gifts and rap careers and all of that. But at the end of the day, I think you have to measure whether this man or this dynamic is making you feel good or bad, whether it's good or bad for your children. And especially if you're Jaden Alexis and you have 2 jobs so that this guy can maintain the illusion of being head of the household or provider when he may in fact be none of the above. Well, that is classic pick-me behavior. That is classic. Your self-esteem is broken so far down, you're just treading water trying to survive and maintain a relationship with someone who just that quickly will go run and clown you with his mom or go run and embarrass you with the other chick who has his child too, right? Not a husband, not a head of the household, not a lion, but maybe a lying What do you think?